Welcome out to the Nerd Effect News Show. We're on episode number 18. I'm one of your anchors, Dustin Vancouver, joined by my buddies.
Nakamogan.
Mason, Ireland.
Yay!
Doesn't feel right to go yay without Nikki.
No.
Nikki's being a lame-o, went camping this week instead of, joining her friends for a podcast.
Oh, she's here. She was at work today.
Oh, that's right. She did get back.
So, yeah.
She's still being lame because she's not here.
She feels like she has nothing to contribute to part 2 of tonight's recording events, which will be our topic show for E3, so stay tuned.
Yes.
Yes.
That'll be up.
Gosh.
Okay.
Yes.
So how you guys been?
Been doing pretty good. Can't complain.
Sweet. Been playing anything new recently?
Yeah.
What you got?
I got Tales from the Borderlands.
Ooh, how's that?
Good. It's a story game, so and the only thing you pick your dialogue choices. Can't wait for the pop filters that are coming in.
Yay!
Yay! Oh, in other news, we're getting pop filters.
Huzzah! So no more frightening poofs for you people.
And it's like Telltale's other games. There's occasional quick time events, and you choose your dialogue choices, and that's it. But it's telling a really good story. So
It's still a first-person shooter, obviously, right?
no,
No? What's Tail? What am I missing?
it's by Telltale Games.
Oh, so it's I got you.
It's a story game.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
not. It's not a shooter like the Borderlands game.
So it's like a click and progress.
Yeah, but it's like click dialogue choice. All your dialogue choices influence the story. So, yeah.
Gotcha.
And the first 2 chapters of that are out. Third one's supposed to be out like tomorrow. So that'll be nice.
Did you pick up the Fallout mobile game when it was?
I can't.
Won't run on S3?
No.
No, it won't run on Android yet. It's not in the Android store yet.
Oh.
Yeah, it's right now. It's an
a
Apple exclusive.
It's a timed exclusive for Apple. Mm-hmm. But we'll get the timed exclusives when we get to the E3 show.
Excellent.
But am I going to pick it up as soon as it is available for Android? Hell yeah.
Yep.
And I am also playing Ark Survival Evolved. That was bought for me by one of the Gashkia members. I put it on my wish list, and like 20 minutes later, he was like, "You need to come play this with me," and bought it for me. And it's interesting. It's a survival game, but instead of running from zombies like every other stupid survival game that's out. Oh, by the way, I am done and over with zombies. I'm just sick of them at this point.
That's you, man. I love my zombies.
You are instead of fighting zombies, you are doing the survival thing, but there are dinosaurs, and you have to there are like aggressive predator dinosaurs that you have to watch out for. That would be kind of like your zombies attacking, but then you can also tame them and have a dinosaur pack that hunts with you, and then you can also tame and ride.
Wait, you're Chris Pratt?
And you can tame and ride larger dinosaurs. So,
I shall call him Fluffy.
yes.
Sorry about that.
Actually, one of my hunting dinosaurs, because I have a male and a female, because if you have them in a mated pair, they can't actually produce offspring babies dinosaurs yet, but the game's still technically in pre-release on Steam, early access. And they have stated that, we're going to put in dinosaur breeding eventually, but they're like, we're going to have the game released before that's out. That's like way down the list on their plans. But if you have a mated pair, they do better. So I have Fuzzy and Fluffy.
Nice.
Yeah. Which are Dilopteryx.
Dilophosaurus?
Something like Dilophosaurus, that sounds right.
The one that goes
Yes.
spit in your face?
The spitters.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a pair of those that hunt with me. And yeah, it's fun. And I ride around on a hornbill.
Nice.
The ones that have the big sounding chamber that goes back behind their head.
Yes.
Yeah, one of those.
Nice.
Yep. And then I also got Borderlands the pre-sequel. Which, that game is still fun. The story is good so far. But a lot of the jokes are, oh, if I was Australian, that would probably be fucking hilarious.
Australian humor throughout
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah. Granted, Borderlands 1 wasn't that humorous. I mean, there were funny parts in it, but it wasn't strictly a humor like a game that was tongue-in-cheek, a lot of tongue-in-cheek self-aware humor.
Right.
That was Borderlands 2 when Anthony Birch was made the writer of the game. Talk about an intimidating ass first job in the game industry.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be the head writer on the second game in a franchise. What? And a lot of the humor came from Anthony Birch not in the first one, but in Borderlands 2. Tales from the Borderlands continues that humor in that game. But Borderlands, the pre-sequel, I think it was Australians having a hard time dealing with not having Aussie jokes in games. So they made a game full of Aussie jokes. And I don't mean jokes about Australians. I mean jokes that Australians get.
Maybe that's just their way of getting revenge for not being able to purchase mature content games there.
Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, so it's a fun game. Story's good, but
it just lacks a little somewhere.
It just lacks the humor that Borderlands 2 had, because you can tell where the jokes are. You know, if you know anything about how humor, the basics, the primal setup of humor, which is the same no matter where you are in the world. It's how the humor gets portrayed that's different, and you know why poop and fart jokes are acceptable in some societies and not in others. But that's all cultural differences, and all their jokes are very culturally relevant to Australia. No one outside of Australia gets them. You know, type thing. Like, no, I doubt even English people would get these jokes. You know, and it's too specific. You know, maybe Borderlands 2 was incredibly specific to America. I don't know. But yeah, that's where it falls down, is that the humor is completely and utterly missing.
Interesting.
Yeah. Or it's not missing, it's
misdirected, or
it's just yeah, it's not there for an American.
But I still get a bunch of British humor though.
Yeah. That's the thing. Is, yeah, I laugh my ass off at British humor. But maybe it's that maybe it's because all the blood rushes to the heads of the Aussies because they're on the bottom of the world.
Oh, maybe.
So, you know, maybe that's the problem. And no one else gets their humor, but
Okay.
and yes, people, I know how gravity works. I know that doesn't happen.
It should though, just for fun, just for one day. Mike, how's your week? Your last couple weeks?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Steam sale, so I had to get something. So I picked up XCOM. Actually, pretty happy with it. I played like the old school XCOM many decades ago, and loved playing that. And this newer version is a lot more faithful to it than I had anticipated.
It's a bit of a strategy. It's a strategy game, right?
Yeah, it's a turn-based squad strategy combat.
Right.
But I find a lot of the same themes from the original were carried over into this new version. Yeah, you know, kill the aliens, grab their tech, research it, make your own, go kill more aliens,
Get more tech, research it, make better tech of your own. Yeah.
Yep. Keep it going. Meanwhile, the whole world's freaking their ass out, and you're trying to prevent the panic. Yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm still playing through on that, but not disappointed.
Sweet. I've been I was kind of excited to see. I've had this like $13.49 credit chilling in my PlayStation Plus account for a while on my PSN account. And I'm a PlayStation Plus member, and I went and saw what the June deals were, besides the free games, just on a whim. And I noticed that the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition was only $12.
Was that for the new one? The new Tomb Raider?
The newest one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I played it. I already played and beat it on PlayStation 3, but I wanted it on PlayStation 4 as well to see what the
Difference was.
Well, that's not a whole lot of difference, but the character model of Lara Croft seems a little different than what I remember from the PS3 version.
Huh.
But the rest of the game so far is, it's identical. The layouts are, the finer details are obviously all there. Like they seem a little more hashed out than they were in the original game.
Okay.
But still fun as balls. I put in a few hours in it just for kicks, see where I could get.
Yeah.
And
I'm assuming the Definitive Edition also came with all the DLCs.
Yeah. DLC, all the costumes, all the fun stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I've really been playing was that. And I think I mentioned Guacamelee last time, but I played around on that for a little while too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But nothing too crazy, because I'm a father and don't have much time for gaming anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm hoping to find more time to do some of that in the future.
Well, in a couple of years, Evie will be more independent, and you'll have more time.
I hope. All right. Well, shall we get into the news?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Wait, we're doing news? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fine. We'll do news.
Hi-bye-bo.
Hi-ya! All right. Get out your rant raids and your air horns and your fucking hates ready to go. Because that's all I got for you is nothing but hate.
Okay.
Nothing but hate for fucking Beats by Dre. I have ranted about them before, possibly on the podcast. I don't remember.
Yes, you have.
Yes.
But I have definitely made my...
At least once.
I've definitely made my voice heard on the Facebooks regarding Beats by Dre. I've hated him since day one because I refuse to fall for your fucking candy-colored bullshit, Dr. Dre.
Well, candy-colored headphones are fine. They just have to be, good first.
Mm-hmm. So, in a recent study done by, I believe, a prototype engineer for Bolt, a venture capital. Okay, so company called Bolt, it looks like. So let me read this for you. This comes to us from digitaltrends.com. And it starts with saying, you can't go a day without seeing Beats by Dre headphones hugging someone's head or neck or self-esteem.
Oh.
I wish that was mine. But mention the brand in a conversation, you'll get a range of responses. The brand that prioritizes marketing over sound quality is unquestionably successful, popular, and divisive.
I think derisive is the word you're looking for there.
It says divisive, or D-I-V-I-S-I-V-E. Divisive?
Okay.
Not divisive, but divisive.
Okay.
Big words. A recently documented teardown of the Beats by Dre solo headphones will make future conversations about the brand even more contentious, as it is revealed just how economical the build quality is, at least for one of its earlier products. So that is one thing that this article does come out and tell you. The headphones they tore down were from their first generation headphones, so that may not necessarily reflect on current generation headphones, but wouldn't be surprised if it's
your mileage may vary.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, what happened was they tore apart the headphones to see actually how much of it was actually headphone versus weight. So a lot of what people use to determine whether or not a pair of headphones is going to be durable or not is pretty much by how much they weigh. So if they got a little heft to them, chances are they got a solid build.
Yeah.
Well, apparently Beats by Dre decided that they were just going to stick in like 3 or 4 chunks of metal into their headphones that may look like they do something in the headphones, but are pretty much just there to add weight to the headphones themselves.
Oh, how nice of them.
Yeah. So that way they felt a little beefier, and accounts for just, it looks like about a third of the weight of the total headphones.
Yeah.
All right.
It's just these little 4 pieces of metal. It looks like they're probably the like weights that would go up in the actual earphone and then maybe around the base, but they really don't function for much.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, again, my rant will end with this. Just do your fucking research, people. Look around. The headphones I'm wearing are a decent pair of Audio-Technica headphones. I got them for $88. They sound fantastic.
And Audio-Technica is a known reliable brand by people who are into audio.
Mm-hmm. And if you're looking for some cheap headphones to flush down the toilet or take to the gym to get beaten up, I highly suggest you look at some low to mid-range Sonys, even Skull Candy. If you just like the color-coded stuff, I'm not much into Skull Candy as much as I used to be, just because I don't know, just for the same thing. But at least you're not gonna fucking shit a brick when you spend,
Well, the thing about Skull Candies to me, because I do like them as a brand, is you're paying a little bit for the name, but you ain't paying like Beats for Dre for the name. Right. And like I can get a pair of earbuds for $20 that are way better sounding than Apple earbuds, for example.
Oh, the Apple earbuds are fucking atrocious.
Yeah.
The stock Samsung earbuds that came with my S4,
yeah,
fucking superb. Like they are amazing. I love them.
Okay.
I know, it's weird. Like if I ever buy another pair of earbuds, I'm literally just gonna look for the Samsung Galaxy earbuds, and just that's all I want.
Yeah.
They sound great.
But that's the thing about like the Skull Candies. They're like $20 for a pair of earbuds, so they're not horribly expensive. They're louder and sound better, and also have better fit than like most ones that are going to come with any MP3 player, or evidently not Samsung phones, but a lot of phones. So, for a pair that you don't mind beating the hell out of, they're great. And then, like for like my computer, unfortunately I finally bit the dust after like 6 years. I had my Razer Cariases, which were only a $70 or $80 headset, but they weren't they were plenty loud, but they weren't super, super loud, but they were clean as shit when it came to sounds. I mean, they were just,
yeah, that's pretty much what these headphones are. Like they're
it's
not
clean. It's not super bassy, not super trebly.
Yeah.
It's just clean. You hear everything.
crystal clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't need a lot of bass, so.
Yeah.
But if you want to talk about a lot of bass and still speaking about Skull Candy,
Crushers.
the Skull Crushers are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like I've
had a pair before.
I give them props for that. They just fucking rumble your ears, like physically shake on your head. It's the weirdest fucking little feeling I've ever.
I actually turned the bass all the way up one time as an experiment, and turned the headphones all the way up, and actually had them vibrate. And then I intentionally picked a heavy bass industrial song, so it was heavy bass and in rapid succession, so it didn't have a lot of downtime. I actually had them vibrate off my head, like there was enough pressure wave between the actual the outputs of the speakers and my head to cause them to
separate from
my head slightly. I didn't do it for very long because I did want to keep my hearing, but
That's awesome.
yeah.
And those are only like $88 or
Yeah.
like $90 or something like that at like Fred Meyer or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, next time you
Add $10 to that if you want to go to Best Buy.
and if you really want to drop $400 on a headphone,
Sennheiser 800 ones.
or Bose or something like that has some solid brand recognition, like I mean, Bose has been around since the fucking 70s,
Yeah.
and has like crazy weird speaker technology that I will never figure out how it fucking works.
Yeah. Well, it's like I actually recently saw a thing where some guys had a tour of the Sennheiser plant, and they're really high end. The 800s, 800Ds. That's what they are.
With the Sennheiser?
Sennheiser,
Oh, okay.
Sennheiser 800Ds. They're cream
Top of the line.
Yeah, 100% assembled and made in Germany, and they are hand assembled and go through like 4 QCs at different points. Like, and they take the time to like, after they get the coils made and it, set the coils set in with the magnets and everything, they actually take the time to match pairs. So, because they're supposed to have a certain frequency response,
Right.
and there is tolerance on each side of ideal, because you can't make them all 100% perfect. You would have so many rejections, it would be crazy. But so they'll take, say this one's high, a little bit on the wave consistently. They'll find another one that's that same consistent high on the wave and match those two as a pair. They won't just take 2 random ones and put them together. They match all of them. So, like, they actually do a lot. Okay, Germans are crazy and obsessive when it comes to engineering anything. So,
And then they test them by playing Rammstein.
oh, dude, their acoustic testing chamber was nuts. It's like 2 feet thick, padding and stuff. And like a steel enclosure with 2 feet of padding on every side of it with a fake head in it that like has microphones where the ears would be. And they put the headphones on it and push it back into this thing and test it to make sure that it has the correct audio clarity and volume levels that they're looking for. And if the pair doesn't make it through that, they chuck them. To most of us, those things, I'm sure they would still sound friggin' awesome.
This is not good.
I can't tell the difference. Not good enough. Okay.
9!
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's just their lab and everything was crazy. And that's like, there's a reason that they're one of the best brands of, don't die, Dustin. You're turning like purple, dude.
Oh, Coke Zero, man, every time, I'm telling you.
So yeah, but yeah, they're like their whole system's crazy for like how obsessive they are with their high end headphones.
Apologies.
So yeah, if you want to drop $400 on a pair of headphones, there's better choices.
Even Sony. I'm telling you, Sony. I bought Sony's almost all my life.
Well, Sony's also just somebody has Facebook up.
Lies. Propaganda. Sorry if you just went and all of a sudden checked your Facebook page.
But Sony's another good, solid manufacturer of audiovisual equipment. And Japanese are nearly as obsessed with quality as the Germans. So
It's true.
yeah,
It really is. Not sure what
Audio Technica is, I believe, an American company. We make some good shit here too.
We do. We do.
So yeah.
Anyway, that's my news / rant.
Geeky.
Just more evidence that fucking don't believe the hype.
Yep.
Just because your favorite basketball player or sports person or DJ or
Whatever.
whatever your favorite dude happens to be shown wearing these because they got them free at a fucking trade show.
Yeah.
Just don't believe the hype, or were paid to wear them.
Yeah.
Beats like, hey, I'll give you these headset for free if you and $20,000 if you just happen to wear them out on the court.
Yep.
Thanks, LeBron.
Yeah.
Whoever. Insert basketball player name here.
Yep.
Anyway, do your research. There's good shit. Just because it's not bright blue doesn't mean it doesn't sound good.
Skull Candy.
Skull Candy is a decent mid-range brand. In fact, I would probably, they're cheap headphones, not a big fan of, but like their mid to high range ones sound pretty decent. I dig them. They're good.
Yeah.
I love the aviators. Their aviators are really cool.
You're buying style, Mike.
Yeah, but it's a skull candy, and I'm not paying like $300-$400 for them.
It's true.
And to be fair, their little skull logo is kind of cool looking. Again, if you want to go for style,
Yeah.
I like the little skull.
The little skull's cooler than the B for Beats by Dre.
Yeah, and there's nothing flashy about the headphones I'm wearing at
No.
all. So,
Kind of look like Cyberman in them, but
yeah, because the little support bars kind of go up above my head.
yep.
But other than that,
Totally buy those.
It's Doctor Who marketing.
Yep.
You make something look vaguely like something in Doctor Who, and Whovians will buy it.
just paint them silver. I don't know if I'd want to do that to my headphones.
I wouldn't.
No.
Anyway, your news, Mike.
Yeah, so this is a pretty quick one. So, Samsung apparently did this smart truck thing.
By the way, Samsung does all the things. For those of you who don't know,
Yes.
they do all the things. They have a military division.
That I did not know, but I will tell you right now, everything I own so much Samsung shit, like specifically just because it is a brand I trust and love. I have two LCD TVs in my house by Samsung. I have a fucking phone made by Samsung. I have, what else do I have? Samsung.
Microwave, fridge, something like that.
Let's not talk about the microwave. That microwave went tits up after 4 years. To be fair, I try not to hold it against Samsung because the fridge is going tits up now too. Dishwasher, still okay. Knock on wood.
Yeah. But, also, Samsung only relatively recently entered the
Appliance
market.
It was their first. It was their first roundabout.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have worked out some kinks by now, but
Yeah.
it's always that fun coincidence that shit starts to go belly up right at the end of its warranty. But anyway, I love the fridge. Stylistically, it's awesome, and it worked great up until it started cracking on the inside and freezing the fan.
Oh.
Microwave sitting in my garage, waiting for a shotgun blast to be put in its face. We have a GE microwave now.
The people who invented them in the first place.
Yeah, pretty much.
Duh.
Anyway, sorry. Continue, Mike.
No, we're good. All right, so imagine 18-wheeler semi-truck.
Got it.
You got a camera mounted in the grill on the front.
Okay.
Okay. That camera is connected to a big screen on the back of the semi-trailer.
Okay.
So, you're following the semi down the freeway. You can see what's in front of that semi. If you want to pass that semi, you can see if there's something coming up in front of it. You're just following along. It's got some vehicle in front of it. It's hitting its brake lights. You can see that. You can hit your brake lights in anticipation that truck's going to be stopping quickly. So you don't end up rear-ending a semi and getting yourself all screwed up.
Because it won't hurt the semi.
Yep. And, I'm picturing, when we get these, like, auto-driving vehicles and all that stuff, having Bluetooth controllers available. They have game systems mounted in the back of the semi-truck, so you just pick a semi, follow it, turn on your controller, and start playing while your car just driving behind the semi.
That'd be kind of dope.
That would be super dope. It so won't happen, but it would be super dope. But really, Samsung's putting the cameras on a semi and has a screen on the back, and you can see what's in front of it.
Guessing where this comes in handy is the is like on a 2-lane highway, like where you got opposing
Does it
traffic
say what
on the
part
other
of
side.
Samsung is doing that? Or does it just say Samsung?
It says Samsung.
Okay.
Samsung's smart truck helps
Okay.
drivers see the road ahead behind an 18-wheeler. And it's even got they got a Samsung semi with the screen mounted on the back and everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Looks like it's mostly just a speculation thing. It's just a one paragraph blip on this article. But it looks
Well,
like
I was wondering.
Yeah.
I was wondering if it was like, if it was part of like one of the Samsung branches in Korea or like Samsung USA.
No idea.
Okay.
It says it's being tested in Argentina to prove the technology can be successful commercially.
Okay.
But how expensive will it be to retrofit trucks with this sort of thing? And would long-range drivers be...
You think about how many
Be amenable
semis
to
are
it.
out on the roads. That's pretty expensive overhaul.
Yeah.
I imagine, because where this would come in handy, I think, in real life, I mean, imagine going up Highway 55 to McCall,
Yeah.
and you wanted to pass a truck that was headed up there, but you couldn't see around it.
And it has to go 10 because
Yeah.
of the curves. Yeah.
So, that's where I could see it come in handy.
Oh yeah.
But, like, on a four-lane freeway, like...
Not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, see, what I was wondering was if because like, see, there are certain things that are stereotypes because they're sadly true.
Well, then it wouldn't be a stereotype, would it? It'd just
No,
be a
there's
fact.
there's a lot of stereotypes that are
Based around fact.
based. There are some things that caused it, but they are they are egregiously overblown in the people's accepting of its truth. You know, there's like, you know, the all Asians are good at math thing. Well,
And not all black people like fried chicken and orange soda.
right.
It was grape soda.
Oh, it was orange soda on Keenan and Kel,
Whatever.
All right.
But anyway,
for those of you 90 kids.
but, you know, but those are stereotypes, and there is some basis in truth because there is people who are Asian who are good at math, and there are black people who like fried chicken and orange soda or grape, whichever. But it's not it's not truly universal. However, evidently, Asians being bad drivers in Asia is.
I mean, they're not all drifters
No, that's a small subset in Japan.
in ricer mobiles.
That's a small subset in Japan, and their racers don't look like American racers, because they tend to use things like baling twine and duct tape to put them back together after they crash, because they know they're going to again as they drift. So their cars are far more practical. You know, they go out and they buy used tires to go drifting with, because used tires are cheap and they know they're just going to tear them up because they're going to be drifting. Mm-hmm. So,
No,
Yeah.
you need to go buy them 400 tires so you can tear them up.
yeah, no, the actual JDM scene is very different than America's perception of the JDM scene.
You mean it's not like Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift?
No, it's not. Actually, the cars might look like they're done when he at his first race.
Yeah.
But,
After he smashes up against the garage wall 500 times.
yep. But anyway, yeah. But see, I was thinking that this might be good or bad in Korea, because Korea is one of those countries, like Japan's actually fairly orderly when it comes to driving in general. Mm-hmm. But like Korea, China, pretty much anywhere in mainland Asia, evidently they're crazy drivers. And, you know, stoplights are suggestions. You know, and the taxi drivers make New York taxi drivers look like tame in comparison, like they're good, responsible drivers. So, yeah. So I was because I don't know if this would be a good thing or a bad thing, like in Korea itself. You know, because if you give people the ability to see around the truck, they might get crazier, but it might also help save some of the people who are going to get crazy and then realize there's a car coming. So I don't know.
It might save somebody who might actually be a responsible driver.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, speaking about Korea.
Speaking of Korea, yes.
Oh, Christ. Good segue.
Crazy, crazy Koreans.
Yep. Well, to 8 girls who don't necessarily drive a lot, because they have chauffeurs and stuff
And money.
and money, lots of it. It's Mason's Girls' Generation Roundup. What's been going on? What's been going on with Mason's favorite band recently? Well, they just last week went to Thailand mysteriously for no apparent reason after all of them got haircuts. Sounds like a video being made. So, and, you know, it was summer. I'm thinking that, Thailand was better than Spokane, where they shot their last video.
That is weird.
Yeah, the one that I talked about last time I talked about Girl Generation, that video.
Yeah, they're like in a forest setting, like with the helicopter pad. And,
Yeah, then the quarry.
yeah.
Yeah, that was Spokane.
Interesting.
Yeah. And the city shots were Spokane. I was surprised. I was like, really?
I mean, I've driven through Spokane. It's a nice town.
Yeah.
Nothing to write home about. But
Yeah.
In Korea, that's exotic.
I'll tell you what, though. When I was
Yeah, the buildings are less than 50 stories tall.
when I was a wee tot, not wee, I was probably about 11 or 12. Drove through Yellowstone, and there was fucking Japanese, and I'm not sure. I'm gonna go on a limb and say probably either Japanese or Chinese.
Yeah.
I mean, but there was like 20 of them pulled over to the side of the road because they all looked like they had just seen snow for the first time.
Yeah.
Blew my mind. I was like,
Which that's kind of weird because there's plenty of snow in China, Japan, and Korea. But
it's American snow.
yeah, they could have been like Filipino. There's no snow in the Philippines. It's too
I
tropical
guess
and
that
warm.
could be true. Maybe Guam. I don't know.
But
Thailand.
yeah,
But yeah, nonetheless, they were. I mean, literally like 20 people just on the side of had pulled over their cars
yeah,
to see snow. Like that was, and it was just, it was all. It wasn't even like a full. It was like it was springtime or fall somewhere in there, but like the snow looked. It wasn't even all there. Like it was just kind of just the runoff that was left over on the side of the mountain. Weird.
yeah.
Anyway,
But it was in Yellowstone, so it was probably pretty to look at. I'm going to put that out there, as far as like the landscape and stuff, because it's Yellowstone, and most of Yellowstone's fairly pretty.
that's true.
That's why we made it a national park.
But I mean, it looks identical to northern Idaho, except for some.
Well, yeah,
except for some, choice like sulfur pots and geysers. But I mean,
yeah,
other than that, I mean, it's the same fucking deal.
yeah. And then part 2, they are getting a reality TV show. Their second or third, I think.
They need a reality TV show?
No, it's just part of their promotion for their album that's coming up. And probably their new album will drop in July.
What goes on a reality show for?
Showing them tour, right? or go around and do their promo. I don't know.
Oh, it's just the camera following them around.
Yeah, it's
during their tours and stuff.
it's just again. It's gonna. Well, no, it's not even being shot yet.
So when you say reality show, I'm thinking like, you fucking Jersey Shore.
No.
What's that?
Korean reality shows, reality TV, are far more grounded in reality as far as.
Oh, you mean like reality
Yeah.
shows?
Think the third, fourth season of Real World, where they started MTV started realizing they needed to fucking give the people something to do, but they weren't like, crazy competitive things. Like the show wasn't competitive. It's not like, Big Brother or something like that, or go find the biggest train wrecks you can possibly find, like Jersey Shore.
Look at these Guido motherfuckers. Let's put them in a room, see what happens.
Yeah, bad idea. So because some of the members have been on reality shows before. Sunny and Yuri were on one called Idol Village, where they had 7 girls from different girl groups live together on a farm on the weekends. They still all had other stuff going on with their, jobs as singers. And yeah, so they were only there like 3 days a week, but, and the show centered around them basically learning how to be farmers. Some of them took to it much better than others. Of course, that's, to be expected, different people. So, it was like they were given a task type thing to do, learn how to be farmers, but it was still a reality show where it wasn't scripted or anything, but it wasn't like a bunch of fucking Jersey Shore meathead Guido motherfuckers. So Yeah. So, and then, let's say the third piece of news in that reality TV show vein. So who remembers MTV Cribs?
No, me.
Well, in Korea, they have a version of it, but it's not show us your house. It's show us only what's in your refrigerator. And one of the members of Girls' Generation is on it next week, I think. So, and they have there's a presenter and stuff, like a host, but then they also drag a bunch of professional chefs in to try to teach these poor singers, poor is not as in monetarily poor, but as in they don't ill-skilled singers how to actually cook real food for themselves.
In case you lose your career.
Or just in case you don't want to eat ramen all the time. Yeah. So that's Mason's Girls' Generation News Roundup. Yep.
All right.
Because I didn't want serious news this week. I wanted just light and fun.
So yeah, that was fun. That's our news for the week.
Yep.
Feels like we're missing something. Oh yeah, we're missing Nikki.
She'll never hear this. That's okay. She doesn't listen to our show.
I don't listen to our show.
You don't?
No.
Do you listen to our show, Mike?
Sometimes.
I was here when it was recorded.
Well, I know, but I use it as a learning tool. I try and...
Well, okay, I do that occasionally, but I don't listen to necessarily every single one.
I listen to every single goddamn one of them.
Yeah. And sometimes I'll specifically listen to initiatives to catch up to know where we were at. So
it helps. And thanks to Mike for putting this adding a playlist for the initiatives.
Yeah, I got to update that.
Oh, I've been adding them as I put it in.
Oh, okay.
It shows up. I don't know how you...
Well, you still got an episode missing, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like episode 1, I think. Like initiative episode 1, not the Nerd Effect ones that we did with... Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But anyway.
All right.
Yep.
Anyway. All right. Well, also, I guess another news too. I think we announced this last time on the show, but just remember, we're going to be at the Library Comic-Con here in Boise, Idaho, Saturday, August 29th.
And remember, everybody, show up. It's fun. It's free. Gonna hang out with a whole bunch of other nerdy people who love the same kind of things you do. It's awesome.
And some super talented artist type people, and other convention people will be there. People from Tamagotchi Fest will be there, and from Fandemonium.
Yep.
And yeah, good times.
Yeah, Tamagotchi, Fandemonium. A whole bunch of our artist friends that we met there last year will hopefully be there again.
I know Dan will be back. Dan Feldmeyer for sure. And I think Adrian's going to be there.
Okay.
Shanae Lavelle from Mystery House Comics, I think, will be there.
Cool.
And I don't know if JT's going or not.
Okay, have to find out.
But yeah, I hope he can show up.
Yep.
Maybe we can specifically request them as booth neighbors again.
Yep.
And this time we'll actually show up with stuff. Like
we'll actually be doing things this time.
We'll actually have like a banner we can put up and on both the front and back of our get up, and
we're gonna do video.
Video.
I
don't know how much video we can do.
Video. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure out stuff to do.
Anyway,
we're not gonna just be lame and sit there like last year.
Yeah, we gave my wife the camera last year, and she went around and took a bunch of pictures.
Yeah.
And we took a lot of pictures of a lot of cosplayers too, which was awesome.
Yeah.
We got a lot of praise from that, even from Josh, who was like, "You guys took a lot of pictures last year. Do that again."
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, anyway, keep an eye out for us. We'll keep you posted on that, and any other conventions that we end up going to this year.
Yep.
So we still got to put our feelies out for those. All right. Well, for the Nerd Effect News Show, we have been
Micah Mogan,
Mason, Ireland.
And I'm Dustin Vancouver, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side.